Hey Gifted Souls, I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click that notification bell. Also follow me on all social media at The Real Monica Bay. Anyway, so today's video is for my heart-centered people. So I'm talking about what it means to be heart-centered and also how you can combat against it, because it can be a blessing or a curse. So what is a heart-centered person? A heart-centered person is someone who has a very, very strong heart chakra, and their heart chakra is their power center. And everything that they do is they do from this center, and it really drives everything in their lives. So heart-centered people are usually end up being people that have natural healing ability, and they're very emotional. This is where it can be a blessing or a curse. And they also oftentimes are empathic as well. So empathic is basically, for those of you who don't know, empathic ability is when you basically have an overabsorbent aura and you take on other people's pain and happiness, but you draw in other people's emotional energy very easily into your own. And so that's definitely where it can be a blessing or a curse as well. But heart-centered people are usually have these types of attributes. And again, it can be a blessing or a curse because of the emotions. Being a heart-centered person is a good thing, but how do you get to the positive and less of the negative? That's what this video is going to be about. So regarding the emotion, the reason why it can be a blessing or a curse is because emotion can cloud your judgment, especially when it's negative emotion. And positive emotion can cloud your judgment as well. But when you are in a heightened emotional state, your brain is actually not functioning as it normally, the logical parts of your brain are actually not functioning as they normally would. And especially if it's a negative emotion, like anger, sadness, fear, things like that, remorse, empathy, those are very, very strong emotions that can easily take over the mind, body, and spirit. And so for heart-centered people, this is something that is common and happens to them a lot, especially if they haven't learned how to cope or deal with and harness in the true power of their heart-centeredness. So to rein in those crazy emotions, I suggest that you do grounding techniques, because again, emotions can cloud your judgment. So if you're a heart-centered person and you have to make important decisions, you find yourself in a heightened emotional state, definitely take a step back, don't make that decision, and ground yourself. There are a lot of different grounding techniques, and I've talked about them in previous videos, but you can use one of your favorite grounding technique, ground yourself, and be able to stabilize your emotional state, and then your brain will start to be active, the logical part of your brain will start to activate again, and then you can make a good decision. But also, being heart-centered is also about really, really tuning into your soul in order to balance those emotions as well. So tuning into your soul and finding that balance back, as well as grounding, are great ways to lower that emotional state so that you can then make good decisions and sound decisions. So as a heart-centered person, you can also use your emotions. Again, like I said, it could be a blessing or a curse. Let's let it be a blessing. So use your emotions for your benefit. One way that you can do that is realizing that your emotions are actually a window into your soul. Your emotions are a window into what's happening inside of you, what's into your energy system. And it's very telling of what's really going on. So if you're feeling negative emotions or positive emotions, really, really diving into yourself, into your soul, into your spirit, into your higher self, you can then learn a lot about yourself and about your current state and how deep that goes, and be able to really, really start to uncover some of the root causes of some of that negativity that you have within yourself. And so it's a great window to the soul. It's a great window to your spiritual system. And so you can definitely use it for that. And that is one way of using it to your benefit. It's important to, when you're having any negative emotions, as you dive deep into yourself and use that window, you can then start to face those emotions. It's important that you do face them. You have to face your shadows. You have to face the dark parts of you that you may not want to face. But once you do that, what's on the other side of that very hard confrontation with that darker part of yourself, what's on the other side of that is actually life transformation. It's healing, it's growth. And that's something that you definitely will benefit from. So this is why using your emotional state to your benefit, allowing it to be that window for in that mirror for you to reflect and really see what's really inside of you, and then you can begin to heal. Then you can begin to actually use that emotional energy for positivity in your life and not allow it to take over you. Because remember, you are always in control. And I'm always teaching empowerment because I think it's so important for people to understand their own true power. A lot of times people, especially heart-centered people, they allow their emotions to control them. And what you need to do is understand that you are in control over your emotions, not the other way around. So it's about taking your power back. And again, your emotions aren't necessarily a negative thing, but using them for your benefit, allowing them to be that window or mirror, and really, really starting to heal where you need to heal and starting to use that energy for positive things. So once you've healed, you can use your positive emotional state for a power center for yourself. So as I said, heart-centered people have a very, very strong heart chakra, and it is their power center. And what a power center is the chakra that you move everything through. So when you're doing something powerful, you're doing something with drive, with vigor, it's coming from your power center. And if you're a heart-centered person, your heart chakra is your power center. So you can actually use those positive emotions and make sure that everything that you do is done through that heart chakra, through that positivity, through that love. And this is why heart-centered people oftentimes end up being healers and natural-born healers and empaths and things like that, is because that's why you have that strong heart chakra, because you're supposed to be spreading that love. You're supposed to be able to tap into other people's emotions. Your heightened emotional state is a positive thing if you allow it to be. And again, that's all about taking your power back and taking control over those emotions. So what you want to do is you want to rid yourself of negative emotions. And then you want to amplify those positive emotions. So in order to rid yourself of negative emotions, there's tons of ways to do that. I'll give you a couple of tips on how to do that. So a couple of examples. One way is to do a rosemary bath. Rosemary, the plant medicine of rosemary, is very protective. It's also purifying, and it also does a lot of transmutation to your negative emotional state. So just making a tea, a rosemary tea, out of fresh rosemary and water, and boiling that and then dumping that into an actual bath and taking that bath, making it very ritualistic, making it relaxing. You're able to kind of cleanse yourself, literally and and figuratively, of those negative emotions, and that actually works very well. Another way of ridding yourself of that negative energy is exercise. Exercise increases your endorphins, and it also allows you to expend energy. And if you're focusing while you're exercising on intentionally expending that negative emotional energy, it will be expended. So that actually works really well as well. Another way is journaling. I talk about that a lot because when you write down your emotions on paper, you're taking that from the ethereal to the physical plane, and you are actually releasing that energy from yourself into the paper. And so that's also a really good way. Another way of releasing negative energy, especially if you tend to find yourself in negative emotions at nighttime, and sometimes people have a hard time sleeping, what you can do is you can make your own sachet of lavender and frankincense as well, but lavender and rosemary. And you can put that together in a sachet and charge it with your intention and put that under your pillow and sleep with that. And that will actually help calm your emotions, help you be able to go to sleep, and also make sure that when you're sleeping it is a good sleep and not nightmares and things like that. So those are good ways of calming your emotions and really, really getting rid of that negativity. So again, after you do that, then you want to really amplify that positivity, amplifying those positive emotions, and then moving through that down your path, allowing those positive emotions to propel you down your path and towards your future, towards your destiny, towards your purpose. And that is exactly what you need to do as a heart-centered person. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So these are the things that you can do to combat being a heart-centered person, allowing it to not become a curse, but instead to become a blessing in your life. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to subscribe below to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to click that notification bell, and follow me on all social media at The Real Monica Bay. Also, check out my website if you would like a free consultation on anything to do with a life transformation and living a happier, healthier life. And you can find me at monicabay.com and book a free consultation there. So that's all I have for you today. And don't forget, don't let it break you, let it build you.